sunrise at Cape Upstart. I'm heading off today. That's the track we did yesterday from Bowen. There's Cape Gloucester, there's Bowen, came round into there, Queen's Beach, and then we went round here to Cape Upstart. And now we're heading to Cape Bowling Green, which is on the current track just round that corner. Cape Upstart behind now. We're sailing on now to Cape Bowling Green. As you can see, the sun's just coming up over that hill there. There's where we are at Cape Upstart, and there's Cape Bowling Green here, and you go round the corner of a sand spit there, I think, and they call it Cape Bowling Green because there's a big fetch out here. So anyway, we're doing about 6 knots. It's now 7 in the morning, and to Cape Bowling Green it's about 33 nautical miles. Well, I'm sitting here having my breakfast. That's the view of Cape Upstart behind. It's 10 o'clock and we're 10 nautical miles from Cape Upstart. I don't want to put, we're only doing 3 knots and the sails are flogging and the main's flogging just a little bit. But I don't want to put the engine on, we've still got 20 nautical miles to go. And the wind might pick up by this afternoon, and we might buzz along at 6.5 knots. We'll soon cover 20 nautical miles. This is my new autopilot I ordered and my daughter brought up. Bought it from Whitworth, I think $660. Anyway, I just stuck it on because there's a few raindrops here and my other one seems to be leaking water in, so I thought, bugger it, I'll put the new one on. And the only thing I had to adjust was the rudder gain at the moment. It was on 6 and I put the rudder gain back to 4 and it seems to be working fairly well. It's 12 o'clock and we've got about 15 miles to go to Cape Bowling Green. We're rocking on at about 7 knots now, which is a bit pleasing since we've been doing quite a lot at only 3. The new autopilot is working very well, keeping a steady course. And we're doing about 7 knots. Well, I'm coming up on Cape Bowling Green now. And that's what it looks like. Very low, a couple of palm trees, bloody big sandbank going for miles. Anyway, it's slowly getting there now. It's still about 5 miles off. It started raining. If you look behind you can just maybe see Cape Upstart. This is Cape Bowling Green over here, and the sandbanks extend quite a long way that way to the centre of the screen. Cover on. It's only raining a little bit, enough to get you soaking wet. I'm just running round into Cape Bowling Green now. I think I'll be about another half an hour before I get there. been quite cold all day. About 3:30 now, and this is Cape Bowling Green. 9.5 of water. Receiving on that screen there. It's down round the end. I'll have to find somebody. Just over there, I've seen my first whale. Right near the sand. Trawler in here, so I'm going to anchor beyond him somewhere. Getting cold now. Took all my clothes off so I didn't get anything wet. Just put my oilskins on. Safely anchored at Bowling Green. It's a bit rainy here at the moment. My daughter's actually in Hinchinbrook walking the Thorburn Trail, and it's pissing down there, so I feel very sorry for her trying to put a tent up in the rain. I've got one lonely trawler in here. I'm anchored in 2.5 meters of water, and that trawler is in about 8. Well, we're bobbing up and down a bit, but I'm going to get down below now and try and get myself warm and hope for the best tonight. Put my anchor alarm on, which is my Garmin 72. Be on as soon as I get down there, and then I'll make myself a nice hot soup. Lone boat came in last night. Where I'm anchored behind the sandbank. Well, I've raised my anchor and I was just coming over to see what this boat was, but I don't recognise him. You know, because he kind of come down, it's like a community coming down the coast, but I don't know him. So, it's been it's a bit wavy out here, a bit exposed, but anyway, I had a good night's sleep, believe it or not, and that's the end of the sandbank there. And I'm off to Townsville now, to the duck hole. Yeah, it looks a bit of a bleak day ahead, but we'll see what happens. I'm just going to put my jib up to start with. Just to show you what it was like, this is what it was like when I was anchored just here, going straight into the wind. I'm going to put the jib up now, can't show you, need 2 hands. I spend most of my time when we're sailing downstairs out the sun. I usually, this is my favourite seat just here with about 4 cushions behind me. Today we're going from Cape Bowling Green to Townsville, to the duck hole. I've never been there, so I've just got a friend has told me where it is, so we'll give it a go. It's not blowing that hard. It was blowing harder when I left, but it's kind of calmed down a bit now. I've got a fully reefed main and a jib up, and that'll do me. It's about 31 miles again, so everything from Bowen has been 31 miles basically on the chart, thereabouts. But we're cracking along at about 5.5 knots. I bought the Navionics for the phone for $33 this year, and I found it invaluable. It's far easier to use than the Ray Marine, my old Ray Marine chart plotter. But the Ray Marine chart plotter's got its place. It's waterproof, doesn't matter if it gets wet and everything like that. So I wouldn't mind an iPad, but it's just another thing to break on the boat, you know. So I've got my computer, I've got the electronic charts on the computer, and I've got this, and this is great as long as you make sure before you set off that you put a run line in there, and then zoom in and run down the run line to make sure that you're not going to hit anything. Because the trouble with Navionics, as soon as you you know, go from the chart and compress it, all the detail goes. So you know, if there was happened to be a rock in the way or a little island, you wouldn't see it on what it's on at the moment. So a little update, I've nearly across the bay now. You know, I thought, oh, I'll set off with the fully reefed main, and then there wasn't much wind, so I thought, oh, I'll shake the reef out. So I shook the reef out. 20 minutes later, wind got up, and I you know, I had to just hand steer. And then I thought, oh, after about half an hour, I thought, oh God, I'm not going to, I don't want to be doing this. So I, well, put the reef back in, and then I had to hand steer right till now, so the camera was down below, so I just couldn't let the bloody helm go. Anyway, it's calmed down a bit now, so I could manage to just get this little bit of film away. Coming up to this headland here, it's the last headland before Townsville. Still, you know, just on the autopilot, we're still doing about 6.6 or something like that. There you go. Yeah, we're still cracking on. And we're in 15 meters of water, which is not very much considering we're that far off the coast. Not a very nice day. I'm feeling a bit sorry for my daughter, who's walking the Hinchinbrook Trail today for the next 3 days. So I'm going to get myself to Townsville so that when she finishes, she can come down and have a dry night and some food on the boat. Well, the wind's just come up again. You just look over the boom there, it's called 4 Foot Rock. Just going by that now, through there. I'm going to have to steer in a minute. The old auto helm's complaining a bit. It's coming round, it might stop. Cracking on at about 7 and a bit knots now. Get it slightly on. That's what it's like behind. Got a boat over here, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if I'll be able to use this bit, but there's a boat out there. He came from Cape Bowling Green as well. It's a lot bigger than me. But when it's blowing hard, I can take it out of him. When it's light winds, he catches me up. It's a bit cold at the moment, so probably the camera's shaking. Just going a beam of 4 Foot Rock. That's the headland up there with a lighthouse and everything on it. I'll be pleased to get round that, pointing towards Townsville. Looking ahead, that's Magnetic Island in front. Going around the headland now. There's some beautiful buildings up there, you know, lighthouse, keeper's cottage and everything in very good nick. My first glimpse of Townsville. It's an always thing, you know, you can see that massive big hill behind, I forgot what it's called. Well, we're getting fairly close now. There's a nice luxury boat in front of me. There's a roll-on roller coming in. I'm anchored in the duck hole at Townsville. Behind that rock wall is the marina. Coming on round, I think it's called Castle Hill. Not quite sure, somebody will tell me. And in there's the main beach. Been in there a few times now. There's a lovely concrete walk along there. You can walk all the way along. And up this end here is the bucket and a lovely water feature for kids. But at the moment it's closed because of COVID-19. I came round that rock wall there and came into here. Behind in the centre of the screen is Magnetic Island. Hope to go there in a few days' time. When I first arrived here it was pouring down with rain. I had to make a decision if I was going to Magnetic Island and staying there or coming in here, and I thought no, I'm going to go into Townsville, into the duck hole, where it's quite sheltered. Inside the Townsville Marina. Nice heron on the marina wall. It's a lovely day, Saturday today, there's no wind. Come in, it's 12 o'clock, high tide, just gone high tide. And I'm going to go for a long walk down the beach. Get some exercise, get off the boat. That's another view of the duck hole. My boat's smack on the bow of that container ship over there. Coal loading ship. Sunset over Townsville.